Hello everyone, a very good afternoon and welcome back to another video on my channel. This video you will be able to see on whether on Twitter, whether on Facebook, whether on YouTube channel. Primarily I upload all my videos on the YouTube channel. So I'll discuss about this stock. The name of the stock is Godavari Power. I explain you the rationale why I consider this stock, and I'll also explain you when I live shared this stock. So for that, just before we move to the analysis, I want every one of you to see my Acme solar video which I just uploaded before this video, why I considered that stock as an entry, as a swing trade, why I considered what I see in the markets right now, how I believe that it should behave, and what is the risk management. So all that you need to see just to train your eyes better to understand that how the stock works, how the overall stocks works in sync with the overall market. So I'll just discuss about this stock. If you see this, I have shared this stock on my channel, which is an official channel of PHI stocks. It's the name of the stock channel. I shared this stock on what date? I shared this stock on 5th of August. If you see at the bottom of the screen, it shows 5th of August. So let me explain you the rationale why I wanted this. And this was after a very long time when I started seeing some traction in the stock. It happened 7 days before for this stock. And right now, again, the stock is trying to have a follow through. So now let's move to the stock analysis and see what I saw in the stock. So basically I shared this stock yesterday also, wherein I said that this candle has been created, this is a good candle, and I supplemented that with the bigger time frame analysis, that is the monthly analysis. Now most of the people say me that why monthly analysis are too slow analysis and it won't work. I have a different viewpoint on that. Monthly and the weekly analysis are very important. The daily analysis or the daily time frame should only be your entry time frame. All your analysis should happen on the monthly time frame and the weekly time frame. In a minute or maybe in 2 minutes I'll clarify that to you, and you will also understand that why the monthly is important. Now if you see this, I'm on the monthly time frame. So ideally you tell me one thing very clearly. You can see over here that if you see this, after this much fall, the stock is trying to consolidate. Now right now whatever you see on the daily is just a byproduct of what you see on the bigger time frame, that is the monthly time. So we know for a fact that after this much big run up, this stock was in a downtrend for so many months. So had it been the case, you have entered the stock anywhere over here, considering whatever patterns or whatever setups you spot on the daily time frame, you wouldn't have made any money, or you would be in a loss situation also. So that is why the monthly time frame is very important. So now what I saw on the monthly, which actually attracted me, which actually made me feel that this stock can go up. So basically if you see in this entire region, there was no place wherein the stock was able to close above the high of the previous candles. If you see this, none of the candle closed above the high of the previous candle. But over here, the first signal which this stock generated, though I came to the party a little late, but it has the entire range to go up. It has an entire sky to touch, and this is a high probability trade which I call, just because of the reasons which I'm just going to explain it to you. So this was the first candle which was ideally not broken on this downtrend. If you see, every green candle which was formed earlier was broken to the downside. That is, the low of the candle was broken. However, this candle did not broke out to the downside, and we are seeing a follow through of this particular candle for 4 straight months. Now what information you draw from monthly is this is what I'm just going to tell you right now. Now if you see this, the last 2 months, it was a complete tight range which was not able to move out or of the small range. But ideally what's happening in the August month, we are trying to break out above the high of the previous 2 months. Now it becomes a very tedious task, very difficult task to always draw the monthly and the weekly levels. So this is where my PHI indicator comes into the picture and helps you. If you see this, these boxes over here, the blue box and the black box, defines the previous 2 months range, which is very important. I always say that the maximum sellers are sitting at the top of the candle, and the maximum buyers are always sitting at the bottom of the candle, just because of the obvious reasons. If that was not the case, there was no reason that the price touches a particular level and then forms a wick. So basically what the candle is doing right now is, it's trying to close above the high of the previous 2 candles and trying to give us a follow through of this move which is happening over here. And if you could just connect the trend line over here, which I just did, it's also bouncing from exactly the trend line. It has so many touch points, 1 2 3 4 5 6 touch points is had, and it's trying to bounce above from that. So now we have a monthly bias with us. We understand that the monthly bias is positive. We have corrected a lot after a good run up on the monthly, and now we are again trying to hit the new highs, or maybe this level over here. That's why I've kept my target over there and kept my stop loss just below the monthly candle low, or just near the monthly candle low. So if you see this, what is my stop loss over here for this position? This is 6.49%, 6.50% ideally. Now in the back of the mind, you know a picture that it has corrected on monthly, it has trying to create a base on the monthly, it's giving follow through the for like 5-6 months, for a half of the year it's trying to give a follow through, and now we are getting a candle which is having a wick at the bottom, just like this, and it's trying to go up. So that is the monthly picture which you have it on your mind right now. It's very clear on a monthly time frame. Now let's do a separate multi time frame analysis. Let's go to the smaller time frame, that is the weekly time frame. Now again, on the, like I always say, the market moves in fractals. We saw a pullback in the monthly and it's trying to create a base. Same thing we are seeing on the weekly also. It created a pullback, created a similar kind of base over here also, which was we were able to say in the monthly time frame, which is entire this base. Now market has moved in fractals, it's creating a base over here also, and now it's trying to create a strong weekly candle. Now what inference or what picture you draw from this? Like if you see this, for none of these days the market was able to close above any of the week high. Now this was the entire range which the stock was moving into, and now we are having a strong weekly candle. We are yet to close the week, so anything can happen, but yes, we have a picture in mind that the stock has already pulled back, the stock is creating a base, and it's also forming a trend line like this. So the stock is bouncing from a trend line. So from risk management standpoint, this trend line stands very important. That's why I've kept the stop loss just below the trend line over here. That is how I manage the risk. Now if you see the daily time frame, on the daily time frame you see a push, a big push over here. I tweeted yesterday that it's not the smaller time frame which creates this kind of big push, it's the bigger time frame. Now if you repeat the story in your mind, that on the monthly time frame we have moved a lot, we have corrected a lot, now we are forming a base on monthly. On weekly, again forming the fractals, we have corrected, we are forming a base and trying to move up. So that kind of effect you can see on the daily time frame, and for the yesterday's big candle we are trying to see a follow through over here. So this turns out or can be a good swing trade opportunity if the market works in sync. In the last video I explained you that how to see the market, how to understand that the market is trying to sustain, how to understand that the market can give a big or a good move to the upside. Considering all those facts, considering all those situational awareness which we have right now from the market's perspective, I consider that this stock is giving a good follow through and can be certainly kept into radar, and it's also going above these monthly zones. If you see this blue box and the black box over here, this is the monthly zone defined, and this is all which is done by the indicator. If you see this black line also over here, these two black lines, this is the previous week range. So ideally when the stocks goes above the previous week range or maybe this black line, it will create a green candle which will be closing above the previous high. So that's also an added important information which I have in my swing trading setup. So this is how simple I keep it. I use a tool which has been developed by myself as per my setup, and for me it works, and ideally it will work for everyone because this is how the market behaves. So if you like this video, kindly show me in comments if you want such more videos. I'll try to make such videos for all of you so that you can learn, you can earn from the stock market. It's not about like I want to give trades to. It's about that I want you people to know how to fish, how to earn for yourself, how to find good convincing setups for yourself. Thank you for being patient. Thank you.